Guten Nachmittag, Rowan Klasse. Willkommen, welcome. Welcome to this afternoon's German lesson. It's really lovely to be able to do another German lesson for you, year 4. I've really enjoyed being able to receive in your work and your learning that you're sharing with me each week. So please, please, please keep it up. And I hope that the resources that I'm sharing with you are helping, and that they are helping you to be able to go back and reflect on your learning as well. So this afternoon, I'm going to share with you my screen, but before I do, just remember, as always, as I say, make sure you've got somewhere kind of quiet to work, a chance that you can maybe practice your speaking as we're going along this afternoon. And if you've got a pen and some paper or something to jot some things down on as you go, then please do so. If you're watching this on Microsoft Teams this afternoon, then you should have within your resources to be able to use, you should have the Knowledge Organiser that we're going to use as well. So I'm going to show it on the screen, but you've also got it there that you can use afterwards as well. So just bear with me for a moment whilst I just share with you my screen. Okay, so. Okay, so heute, today, it's Mittwoch, den 3. Februar 2021. So dritter, meaning third, an ordinal number. So third, not drei, is 3, obviously. So dritter comes from drei. Februar 2021. And today our learning intention is that we're going to be thinking and about asking and responding to just some everyday questions. We do lots of that in our lessons anyway, and then this afternoon we're going to be thinking about some of those questions and how we can practice them, ones that we use every day in our lives, not just in the classroom as well. And we're going to build upon some of the things we've been doing before. Last week we were talking about numbers and ages, and we're going to revise some of that. And we're going to go on and do some other questions as well. So I want to think about today asking and answering how old someone is. And we did a lot of that last lesson, so that's fairly familiar, but we're going to go over that. Then we're also going to be asking about how to ask somebody's name and how to give your name as well. So just to get us started, first of all, can you remember what last week's phrase was? I said that from now on we're going to start to introduce like a new phrase each week. And can you remember what it was? I'm just going to pause for a second, see if you can remember. Okay, the phrase was wie geht's? So, wie geht's? How are you? Okay, that common phrase, if you see somebody, you know, down the corridor or walking outside, you know, wie geht's? How are you? And then we've got some of the responses. You know, if I was to respond, you might say good, danke, good, thank you. But you know, in terms of a challenge X, you can make that response even better. You remember some of the other answers that you could give? So there's good, danke, good, thank you. You could have nicht schlecht, not bad, nicht schlecht. We could have just good, sehr good, very good. And I think those are probably the main things that you would probably say. I mean, you could say okay, that is known in German, and you could say that, but I think it's probably better to use German words. You know, good, schlecht, von bad, nicht schlecht, not bad, sehr good, prima, excellent. You can use that word as well. So wie geht's, and then how you respond. So I want to see us using that language, and if you can use it at home practicing. And I've got a new phrase for this week I want to introduce, a word or a phrase that we might use quite a lot, which is ich verstehe nicht. I don't understand. And sometimes we get that when we're learning a new language because we don't always know what something means. So ich verstehe nicht. The verb verstehen means to understand, and here we've got ich verstehe nicht. Okay, I don't understand. So if you ever put your hand up in class and you don't understand something, ich verstehe nicht. Okay, and again, what you could ask then as well is help, please. Hilfe, bitte. Hilfe, bitte. So you might say to me in class, Herr Wonford, ich verstehe nicht, and I might come over to you and might be able to say, ja, kann ich Ihnen helfen? Can I help you? And you might then reply Hilfe bitte. So Hilfe is the word for help. So when I ask you, kann ich Ihnen helfen? Helfen is that word to help. Okay, and that's used as a verb in my sentence, but in yours, Hilfe, help, please. Okay, see if you can use that. That's today's phrase of the week, and we'll see if we can practice using that. Ich verstehe nicht. Hilfe bitte, help, please. So let's just get started with a quick recap of something we did last week, which was about numbers, and I think these are fairly familiar to you. So let's just have a quick practice. As it says, say the number out loud, first in German and then in English. I'm going to give you a chance to do it on the screen, and then I'll say it afterwards to see if you got it right. So here goes. Welche Nummer ist das? What number is that? Das ist Nummer 5. 5. And what number is that in English? That is number 5. Yeah, remember with the F at the beginning. Good. Welche Nummer ist das? Das ist 1. Was ist 1? 1 ist 1. Yeah, I think it's an easy one to remember. 1 is always at the beginning. Okay. Welche Nummer ist das? Das ist 8. Remember that pronunciation, that A, C and the H. 8 with it on the end. 8. And what number is that? Das ist Nummer 8. Good. Okay, welche Nummer ist das? How do you pronounce that? Think about your phonics here. What does a V sound like auf Deutsch in German? 4. Das ist Nummer 4. Remember, a V in German is pronounced with a F sound, so 4. And was ist Nummer 4? 4 ist 4. Ja. Good. Was ist das? Was ist das? Das ist Nummer 7. Ja, 7. Remember in German, the S is like a Z. Z. 7. Ja, and 7 ist Nummer 7. Good. Welche Nummer ist das? Das ist Nummer 2. Ja, 2. Welche Nummer ist das? Das ist 2. And remember the phonics here, the E and the I, when you've got the E and the I, you go with the second letter, so it's the I sound that you give 2. And 2 ist Nummer 2. Good. Was ist das? Das ist Nummer 9. Good. 9 and 9 ist Nummer 10. Good. Was ist das? Das ist Nummer 6. Okay. Das ist Nummer 6. Remember the S, meaning the Z sound at the beginning. Z, E, K, S. Okay. The C and the H makes a K sound. And was ist das? Das ist Nummer 6. Good. Was ist das? Das ist Nummer 3. Ja, 3. Remember the E and the I, you make that I sound at the end. 3, and 3 is Nummer 3. And the last one, das ist Nummer 10. Ja, das ist 10, which is 10. Good. Alles klar? That means everything okay? All good? Ja. So we have 2, 4, 10, 5, 3, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6. I wonder if you can do that. If I point to them, can you do them that quickly? 2, 4, 10, 5, 3, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good. So, if we were in school, some of you are, so some of you aren't, but a question would be, ask a partner these questions. We did this in our last lesson. You could do this at home if you've got a brother or a sister or a mum or a dad to help you out, or someone who's there. Wie alt bist du? How old are you? Wie alt bist du? And ich bin Jahre alt. And that's where we were practicing our numbers. So go on, pause the screen if you need to, turn to a partner in class or turn to somebody at home. Wie alt bist du? Help them say ich bin. Ich bin Jahre alt. Good. Okay. I'm now going to go and share with you a different screen, which is our new knowledge organiser for the unit that we're about to start looking at. So just bear with me while I change my screen so it's easier for you to see. And I think it's up here. Here it is. Okay, so now on your screen you should be able to see our new knowledge organiser for this unit, which is unit number 10, which is called Fragen. And Fragen auf Deutsch is questions. We're going to be thinking about different types of question, as I said at the beginning, and we're going to look at some of these phrases here. But I just want to talk to you first of all something about our cultural aspect for this unit, because you'll know that in each of our units of German we always think about something we're learning about the culture of Germany, and the culture means like the way of life in that country and the traditions that they have. And one thing that we might have seen a few times on some of our Felix and Franzi videos, and if any of you manage to find the Felix and Franzi videos online, and we're going to try and make sure that we post them as well into the lessons, you will be able to see some of these things. But one of them is about how addresses are written, and that's really important when you're writing a postcard, whether you're sending a birthday card, Christmas card, whatever it might be, or even writing a letter. And they've put here that addresses are written differently in the UK and in Germany. So in Germany, the addresses are written in a very particular way. On the first line, they will have a form of address which may be optional. So here, Herrn, meaning kind of man or Mr. And then we've got the recipient on the next line can often be, so it's who it's going to. So in this case, it's somebody called Dieter. And then the third line is a street name followed by the property number or house name. So in this example here, this is Wellenhausen Landstrasse 8. And in English, we would put the number first. So for example, it would be number 2 Link Road or something. But in this example, Wellhausen Landstrasse is the road name, and then they put the number 8 at the end. Okay, and the fourth line is the postcode, and they have a certain format for their postcodes in German, and that's followed by the town name. So we have the postcode there with the numbers and one letter, and then Berlin at the end, because Berlin is one of the cities in Germany where it would be. And then only if it was outside of Germany would you then put another line with which country it was. And you can see there's another one that you've got just down here as well as another example. And this is a little postcard to Edgar Elephant, Edgar the Elephant, and it is Zoostrasse 5, which translates as Zoo Street, number 5, Zoo Street. The postcode there, 1003 Berlin, and then Deutschland, because obviously this one is showing that it's sent from Germany. Just while we're here, you might be able to have a little look at what it said here. It goes with the Felix and Franzi video for this unit. Hello Edgar, alles gut zum Geburtstag. Hier ist ein Geschenk für dich. Viel Spaß, deine Freund aus England. So, hello Edgar. Alles gut zum Geburtstag. That's a word that we know, Geburtstag. Alles gut zum Geburtstag, like wishing you a happy birthday. Hier ist ein Geschenk, and Geschenk is a present. Hier ist ein Geschenk für dich. Viel Spaß means have fun. Deine Freund, your friend aus England, your friend from England. Yeah. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that in case when you're seeing addresses written, they look like they're written in an odd way. The main thing to get your head around is making sure that the road name goes first and the number of the property then goes afterwards as well if it has one. Okay, and that the postcode and the town all go on one line, they don't go on separate lines. Okay, we're also then going to look at some of the key phrases over here as well, just while we're here. This phrase here, wie heißt du? What's your name? That's a really common phrase that you often need to know, particularly at school. Wie heißt du? Someone might say that to you. Wie heißt du? Can you say that? Wie heißt du? Remember that W makes a V sound, so wie heißt du? And then you can say back, ich heiße. Can you say that? Ich heiße. So, ich heiße Herr Wonford. Okay, ich heiße. My name is Herr Wonford. Okay, that for me, and you can practice if you. So, wie heißt du? You can say your name. Ich heiße. We should also by now know how to say wie alt bist du? How old are you? And you should know by now to say ich bin Jahre alt. I am however many years old. And a new question that we've got here is ich wohne in. I live in. Ich wohne in. And ich wohne in England. Ich wohne in Deutschland. And you could also, one of the challenges today, one of the activities I'm going to give you is not just think about ich wohne in England, but which town, what was it? Stadt auf Deutsch is the word for town. But so for example, ich wohne in Aylesbury. You might say ich wohne in Berryfields. Ich wohne in Fairford Leys, wherever it might be. Okay, so you might be asked, wo wohnst du? Where do you live? Wo wohnst du? Ich wohne in. Ich wohne in England. Ich wohne in Aylesbury. Ich wohne in Berryfields. Ich wohne in Fairford Leys. Ich wohne in Tring. Ich wohne in Buckingham. Okay, so I hope that they're useful. We're going to come back to those on the other slides that we're going to see in a second. So not going to go into all of these right now, but there's some other words you might need that are going to come up in this unit. We're not going to go through them all right now, but there's a few more here you might want to look at. We've got das Haus, the house, or zu Hause, or at home. Ich habe dich, I've got you. Good or besser, good, better. Das beste Haus, the best house. Könnt ihr mir helfen? Könnt ihr mir helfen? Can you help me? Könnt ihr mir helfen? Okay, a bit like when you say ich verstehe nicht, I don't understand. Könnt ihr mir helfen? Can you help me? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and now I'm going to go back to our other PowerPoint where we can continue with the last bit of today's lesson. So I'm going to go back to here, and nope, I don't think that shared what I wanted it to, so bear with me, year 4. Sorry, that didn't go well. Hang on, not sure what it showed. Okay, I think this should be back to normal. Talked about that. So let's practice then some of these questions. How old are these animals? Wie alt ist das Kaninchen? Wie alt das Kaninchen? How old is the rabbit? Das Kaninchen. Wie alt ist das Kaninchen? Did you see what it said? Wie alt ist das Kaninchen? Das Kaninchen ist 2 Jahre alt. It was 2 if you saw it. 2 Jahre, 2 years. Das Kaninchen ist 2 Jahre alt. Okay. Wie alt ist der Hund? Wie alt ist der Hund? Wie alt ist das Hund? Can you say it in a sentence? Der Hund ist Jahre alt. Der Hund ist 10 Jahre alt. Gut. Wie alt ist das Schwein? Wie alt ist das Schwein? Das Schwein ist Jahre alt. Das Schwein ist 1 Jahre alt. The pig is 1 year old. Wie alt ist der Elefant? Wie alt ist der Elefant? Put that into the sentence. Der Elefant ist 12 Jahre alt. The elephant is 12 years old. Wie alt ist der Frosch? Wie alt ist der Frosch? Der Frosch ist 5 Jahre alt. Gut. Und wie alt ist die Katze? Wie alt ist die Katze? Die Katze ist 6 Jahre alt. Good. So we've had them all here. Der Elefant ist 12 Jahre alt. Das Schwein ist 1 Jahre alt. Das Kaninchen ist 2 Jahre alt. Der Frosch ist 5 Jahre alt. Der Hund ist 10 Jahre alt. Und die Katze ist 6 Jahre alt. Good. So, just reminding you here some of those phrases. Wie heißt du? Ich heiße. My name is. Wo wohnst du? Where do you live? Ich wohne in. Ich wohne in England. Ich wohne in Deutschland. Ich wohne in Aylesbury. Ich wohne in Berryfields. Zum Beispiel, for example. So, here's my little task for you today, Year 4. I would like you to share with me, hopefully on Teams, or if not, you can email it in, 3 sentences. I would like a written response to you. I would like you to write for me in a sentence, how old are you? I would like a sentence that tells me where do you live? And I would like a sentence that says what is your name? The sentence has to be a full sentence. So for example, how old are you? You can't just write the number 8. You'll need to write Ich bin 8 Jahre alt. Where do you live? Again, I don't just want the name, I want to know where you live. Ich wohne in, and you can choose. And the last one, wie heißt du? What's your name? And you're going to write Ich heiße. Okay. I'm looking for you to be able to use your key phrases on here and on the Knowledge Organiser. You've got the correct spellings. When you've written them, have a go at saying them. And as an extra challenge, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to be able to see if you could do a little quick video, put it onto Teams or send it in of you saying those questions as well, so I can hear your pronunciation. Okay. And what you could also do as an extension for me is, could you ask other members of your family what their name is, how old are they and where do they live? And you could also write down their responses as well. So I'm asking for a minimum of 3 sentences about you, but you could extend that for other sentences for other members of your family. Okay, that's today's extra challenge for you as well. I look forward to seeing what sentences you're able to send in. So have a good afternoon, Year 4. Please send in your work as soon as you can, and I will see you next week. Thanks very much. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.